kill this Guldan bastard.
So, Demonic, I understand you're going to be the rock star of this fight as well?
I've never been a rock star.
Well,
no.
Get prepared.
Yeah, Art's got a special duty for you.
Okay, so while we run up there, just want to go over a few things. Watched a lot of videos while I was quote-unquote working at home today, and did lots of research. So, we're not changing Phase 1 for the most part. We're not changing Phase 2. Those are not our issues. Our issues are Phase 3. We are basically a clusterfuck in Phase 3 right now, so we just gotta tighten that up, and if we do it, the boss will go down. I watched a video from a Russian chick today. Couldn't understand half the shit she was saying, but she said two things. She says, I'm not gonna mention fire. And she goes, it's 2017, and if you're still dying to fire, why are you still raiding? That was a very good quote. Number 2, she said Phase 3 tells you who in the guild really likes you and who in the guild we're going to kick. Now, we're obviously not going to kick anybody from the guild, but it was funny the way she put it. And she made a very good statement that this fight is not about logs, it's not about the meter. This fight is about we're obviously not going to kick anybody. If everybody in this group is a team, and we do the mechanics properly, we can kill this boss no problem. So, just want to touch on a couple things. Some of it's repeats from stuff we've said before, but these are things we really, really need to watch out for. Okay, number 1, the eyeballs. When the eyeballs are up, from what I'm reading, 90 to 95% of wipes on this fight come from the eyeballs. And the reason that is because people don't spread. So pay attention to your DBM. When you see the eyeballs are about 5 seconds from coming out, be ready, spread ahead of time, and be ready to DPS them down. Mainly, the AoE usually only hits the healers and the ranged, so melee really doesn't have to worry about it as much as we do. But if somebody does get it in melee, has any of the melee ever gotten the AoE?
Not really.
Sue?
Not if you're on, like if you're by where the eye is spawning, it shouldn't get on you. The only way it'll get on melee usually is if they just had to run fire out.
Okay. So when you hear eyeballs coming spread, that means if you're ranged or if you're heals, you need to spread out. You need to keep 5 yards or more from the person around you so that you don't get AoE blasts with the people around you. It's massive damage. The eyeballs have to go down. The second thing is the fire. The next thing is the fire in the third phase. We are complete clusterfuck when it comes to that fire. Now, one thing you have to remember, that big ability that the boss does that spreads that black circle across the room, that black circle gets rid of the fire. So if we're not stacking that fire up on the side where the boss is, we could theoretically still have fire up on the other side of the room when we run across to escape the boss. So we want to make sure that we keep it on the side where the tanks have the boss. Second of all, you have 3 seconds from when DBM yells that you have that buff. You have 3 seconds to get to the outside. You want to be on the outside of the circle, and you want to stack it up in a little tight circle. You don't want to stay and soak up the fire. You just want to run, let it explode, keep running, a nice little tight overlap on the one that you just dropped, and do that 4 times and then run away and get back into the fight. That way all the fire's on one side, it's tightly massed together. We don't have a strip over here, a strip in melee, a strip in the middle, a strip up someone's ass over here. It's nicely controlled over on the side. That's what we need to have happen. Okay, so when you see the timer on DBM that we're about to get to fire, you need to haul ass over to the side if it gets on you and drop it. Do not hang out in the soul circle in the middle of the room. If there's no souls up yet, we don't want people in there. First of all, you take damage. Second of all, if you get the fire, you're going to drop fire in there, and it's going to make it very difficult for people to get in and soak those souls. Okay? You want to hang out if you're ranged or heals, or if you're assigned a group. You want to hang out around the outside of the circle. That way, you're ready to jump in if we call out to soak the souls. But you're also ready on the outside to get out if you get the fire on you. Okay, so very important. Be close to it and ready to go in, but don't drop shit in there and hang out in there. Healers, if it's not really an issue, but if we could kind of coordinate 2 people at a time for the liquid hellfire, sometimes I see 3 or 4 circles pop up at once. If two of you in phase 2, if you
the cooldown for that's short enough it doesn't matter.
So we're not worrying about that. If the eyeballs are up and people are in the bonds, healers, you have your healing circle. You can turn around, drop it on yourself, or drop it on somebody else that has that bonds, and they can run out and break the bond without even taking damage because of that bubble. So just keep that in mind. If we're like, stay on the ads, and you see somebody who can't get out of their bonds because we're not going to soak it because of the eyeballs, drop your circle on them and help them out.
Here's the thing, healers can't do it to themselves because once you move, it stops.
Okay, so you ask some other healer to do it then. Okay, off tank. Whoever's not tanking the boss, you need to get a little more involved. One of the key things I noticed, I know there's a lot going on, but one thing that I noticed in a lot of these videos and a lot of these kills is when the tank is not tanking the boss, forget about the ad phase, that's a complete different thing. But in second and third phase, when the eyeballs come out, when people are trying to kill the eyeballs, or if you're trying to soak the bonds, if you do not have that boss on you, you should be running around the room helping out with the other mechanics. Okay, I know you still have to scythe. Yes, we're going to have to time it a little bit and make sure we still control that. But you gotta help with the other mechanics. We need every single person that's in this raid group helping with every mechanic and doing everything they can to help us get past this fight. Off tank during the last phase, if you're not tanking the boss, if those souls are in the middle, you can go in there and soak practically all 5 of them without dying. And you can help the whole group out and keep max DPS on that boss because you're going in to help soak those ads. So be prepared because you're going to be helping soak those spirits as well.
The one thing I forgot before is the reason why we tank swap in third phase is because of the fire.
Right.
I couldn't think of why we tank swap in third phase before, but it's because of the fire drop.
And if you do swap, that's perfectly fine. Whoever gets the boss next, do your boss duties. The other tank, run out there and help in any way possible. Even if it's jumping in the fire to help kill an eyeball that's standing in the fire, do everything you can to help with those mechanics because we need everything we got.
Pandora listeners will get 50% off 4-pack special. 2 standard queen
bing, got that.
pillows plus free shipping.
Alright, I think that's it. Oh, the assignments for soaking the souls. The first round of souls is going to be the ranged. Bloodshot, Draculette, Griffin, Demonic Den. The 4 of us will hop in when we call out Soak the Souls. One of us will get 2 stacks on us. The other 3 will get 1. We come out. The second one is going to be the melee DPS. So we will call for the second soak. Melee will hop in. Bless you, cat. The melee will hop in, soak the souls, get out. And the third one, if we do get to the third point, the tank that does not have the boss, jump in there, soak as many as you can, and let's do it. And finally, healers, the last phase, every one of you has to have a major cooldown available. When that big explosion goes off with the souls... Okay, Black Harvest, you're good. Alright, I was told by Cat to shut up. Alright, so, let's kill this boss.
Art,
Yes, Tutor.
before we pull,
Oh, yeah. Which stat?
haste.
Oh, that's right, cookies. Jeez, I'm going to get cookies.
I always think about that every time Tutor talks. That's usually Tutor's. Hang on, wait a second.
I can't do this without my chocolate chip.
Okay, you gotta be ready, right?
Mm-hmm.
And guys, this whole fight is getting out of the damage. Remember, when that swirl for the liquid hellfire hits, the further you are from that swirl, the less damage you take.
Wait, honey, what about Demonic doing his special duty?
We're not gonna focus on him doing it until we see how our rotation works. Having a set rotation, we should be fine.
And the rotation was all ranged first one, all
Ranged
melee
first,
second.
melee second,
Okay,
and then the
everybody
tank
third.
if need be for the third.
Okay, sounds good.
Come on, guys, we got
Do it.
Is Juice back? He said he was AFK.
Oh, no runes on our Lita. Or blood.
We did great on Thursday, guys. We are so close. We just got to tighten up that fire, and we got to move from the damage, and we got this. Let's kill this so we can have a nice fresh start on Tuesday, and get some more gear, get ready for the new raid. And thank you for being here, Kat, and I really appreciate it.